Yeah, thank you that we can present here our view on Web3 and on staking for corporates and staking infrastructure for corporates. So I'm Alex. I'm one of the co-founders of the Center of Excellence Web3 Blockchain at Deutsche Telekom MMS. And here's Max.
Yeah, my name is Max. Nice to meet you all. I'm as a product owner in our technical team for one of our staking solution teams.
Perfect. So maybe you don't know this, or you did not notice this. We are already doing blockchain and Web3 since several years. So we're starting back in 2017 with classic B2B innovation, blockchain consulting, Web3 consulting. Had several really cool projects, but mainly permission blockchain, mainly private blockchain, proof of concept, so the classic way how you start in new innovation technologies, doing a lot of B2B projects. But then around 2.5 years ago, we rethink our strategy and thought, okay, is it the right way to do this for us as a corporate, to only doing proof of concept, try to use blockchain technology, use these Web3 technologies for different use cases on the application layer. And we rethink this and thought, nah, maybe not. Maybe there's more in these Web3. Maybe let's move further to public blockchain ecosystems. These mission of, okay, Web3 is there and we can't do anything to block this. Let's be part of this movement. Let's think which service we can already offer in Web2 and we can now offer for Web3. So, and what is our value proposition here? So we started 2.5 years ago with some nice project we will mention later, but this is what we did, and as in all these discussions we have here, maybe you don't know that. So we are, since 2.5 years fully on blockchain, fully on crypto with public blockchain networks.
Yes, and for identifying our right to play as Deutsche Telekom, you might think this is a rather easy story and logical story. But actually some of our folks, very clever folks, identified, it's the right thing to do. And we thought way back in the history of Deutsche Telekom, actually to the point where we connected people via voice. We're building telephone lines to connect all over the world, people to share information. And the next step for telecommunication companies was, of course, you all know it and you use it every day, the internet, the backbone we're using today, connecting organizations and people likewise to share information on a huge scale, building completely new business models from early 2000 and on. So the next logical step was for us, okay, Web3 is already here. What can we do as Deutsche Telekom, since our core is infrastructure provisioning? And then we started in 2020, with building blockchain infrastructure, for example, validation nodes, as you might know them, but also Oracle nodes, for example, for Chainlink. And since then, we built a huge partnership corporations. You can see them down below in the corner. And we identified for us, Web3 is here. We want to connect to the other traditional companies, but also building a bridge between Web3 and Web2 companies and leveraging new business models.
And maybe to add here, only two points were really important. So what we see in the landscape, that the main companies are still sticking a little bit in these Web2-ish business models and Web2 ideas. And what we see here, so we as our main product and company as well, and in this Web2 ecosystem and the business models, we had a lot of competition. So all these, we named this over-the-top providers, OTT providers who tackle us here. So we are building the infrastructure, the fiber, the connectivity, but other companies like Amazon, like Google, like Facebook, like Netflix, Twitch, all the other companies are offering services on top on our infrastructure. And we don't receive any rewards or any fees for this. And this is the point where we see, okay, we need to shift now these business models for us in Web3, that we get a more part, that we are more closer to our customers in Web3 than we can do this in Web2. So this is what we do here now. So we leverage our brand, our trust, and our network in Web3.
Exactly, yeah. And we're looking at an infrastructure perspective. Deutsche Telekom is doing way more in Web3, but from our team, it started all in 2020, launching our Chainlink Oracle, experiencing quite interesting stuff. We learned how to process cryptocurrencies from a buying perspective and then also selling, since for Chainlink you need Ethereum to push transaction on the Ethereum main chain. So with these first steps, we did some great work, and actually inside Deutsche Telekom a lot of people got aware of our job, which is why 2021 Deutsche Telekom decides for themselves to invest in Celo, one of our next networks in line, and also in 2021 we brought live the Flow network. For Celo in specific, Deutsche Telekom has invested because of the main reason the Celo network itself has a mobile-first approach, which perfectly aligns to the Deutsche Telekom strategy itself. So a logical step for us. Then up 2022, we brought up Polkadot and Ethereum. So we now figured out, okay, we want to bring up the huge proof of stake networks, since we are talking to other companies, institutionals, and trying to identify how to sell our product, not only working together with the foundations, but rather to see ourselves, okay, we want to bring up this product, staking solutions, to, for example, banks or other institutional investors, which is why in this year we're heavily focusing on bringing all strings together, forming Telekom Staking as a product. And as you might see, it's a little bit shady, but there will other networks come. We want to broaden our footprint, bring this product idea really close to the market, heavily together with our customers.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the vision for us, not only in this year, but to scale on the vertical and horizontal layer, so more assets under stake, as well as more networks to support and to secure via our own infrastructure. And maybe this sounds easy. So these, if we can look back and say, okay, starting with Chainlink, Flow, Celo, Polkadot, sounds nice, and what a cool track record. But there was a lot of challenges, and we want to share these challenges a little bit with you, because already the moderation say, okay, corporates and Web3, we are not a startup. We try to be a startup or try to be a speedboat in a corporate. And we're really lucky that we have some good stakeholders and managers that support us here. And these mission statement is, I would say, quite it fits totally. You know? It's easier to ask forgiveness than it is to get permission. So do it now and apologize later. Roughly, this is the mission. And maybe only to highlight some challenges we have. For example, with Chainlink, I don't know if you're aware so much about Chainlink, but what we're doing there is we're providing data stream, data input, API calls via a smart contract for the Chainlink network. This means that we burn ETH for these transactions. So we're doing several transactions in 1 hour, and this can accumulate to a lot of money we burn in Ether value. So this is one of the actual, I think this is one of actual measurements. So we already burned more than $2 million in Ether value via our Chainlink Oracle service. So this means you go to our purchasing department and say, yeah, we need more Ether. And they ask us, yeah, why you need Ether? Yeah, because we burn them. Say, okay, you receive for sure Ether because you burn this. So this is the point. We had a lot of discussions with our purchase departments, legal departments, because the business case for Chainlink is here clear. You burn Ether, but you receive Link as compensation back. So, and this delta between our buy course of Ether and the sell course of our links we receive is then the delta we receive as our revenue. But this is quite interesting. You need to explain this to our management as well as to our legal department and procurement department, and it's not T0 that this starts, these concepts. And this is a concept which emerged over time, and now we have some good processes that we can fulfill this. But honestly, I remember, I think it was 2 years ago, there was a huge spike in February, I think it was one day, February, a spike in the gas consumption on the Ethereum network, and so we need to perform these servers. So there was, I think it was 600 gas, and we burned instantly 5 ether per day. So this was crazy. So we had on duty called with our procurement department, we need more ether, and it was a crazy time. So luckily ether and the gas consumption is now more or less linear.
Yeah, exactly. Especially thanks to switching to proof of stake, gas fees got a little bit more evenly. But continuing to this, also regarding our revenues, we also have different experiences with our management, explaining why our revenues sometimes goes like a roller coaster in terms of some specific networks. So always interesting discussions regarding this new experiencing, how to set up business in Web3, especially when heavily relying on revenue based on cryptocurrency, since it's very much like a roller coaster still today. But from a corporate perspective, also very interesting, we're doing this mainly as a startup, but we are doing this with the Deutsche Telekom in our back. So when it comes to legal aspects, we are heavily using all of our background, all of our other departments to really tackle our business model and actually be aware of some of the things to come, then bringing this information to our customers and building up a sustainable business model.
Maybe one point to add to the revenue by crypto. Some nice experience and a little bit underestimated this flow thing, for example. So our costs are linear, right? So we pay our colleagues in euros, and we pay the infrastructure service on our Open Telekom cloud and on our cloud infrastructure and the license fee in euro. But the revenue model is in crypto. So this means if the crypto courses increase massively, our costs are stable, right? So the marginal costs of our operations are nearly zero. So this is quite interesting from the scalability issue, right? So if you have marginal costs, so we have not more costs if 5 million ether is delegated to us, or 50 or 500 million ether is delegated to us. So we have more or less our costs don't increase. And this is a point why this is so a little bit challenging to manage these crypto things. So with Flow, for example, we were one part of this bootstrapping of the Flow network, and we calculated, I think back in the days maybe it was $1, for example, that we have a nice ROE after half a year with $1. And I don't know if you know what happened with Flow. It was a massive, I think it was a squeeze, and they exploded to $50. So our AOE was instantly after 6 hours of operation. So this was crazy. And then we get definitely the attention of the whole board of management of Telekom, and had to ask a lot of questions, and had 2 board meetings after that. But the same for Celo, right? You have these nice positive feedbacks and positive income with Flow, but then you have Celo, for example, who have a massive decrease. But this is crypto. You need to talk, you need to educate to our management, to the legal, to the procurement guys, and say at the end, okay, maybe the equilibrium is not a stable one, it's more a changing one, because this is maybe the future of Web3 and the future of our digital world, that we don't have a stable business model and we can calculate it over 5 years. So this is the point I want to mention here as well. Okay, maybe...
Yeah, just some closing words. So this all combines or aligns to launching Telekom Staking as a product. for different public blockchain networks where you can delegate your tokens as a private person. But as Telekom, we are heavily focusing on B2B, and since then we're also offering white label validators next to our public validators. We're doing this 100% green on our cloud, and of course we're doing this with quite a lot of expertise, have 24/7 on-call duty and so on, and all audited cloud services.
And this is the differentiation between us and other providers. So, okay, we name it that we are the real enterprise-grade infrastructure provider. So we know how to deal with infrastructure. So that we offer or that we run an Ethereum, Polkadot, or Flow client on our cloud is not really special for our DevOps guys, because we are running highly secured, highly available clients and software for other customers as well on these infrastructure. And these are more risky that we're doing this than we're doing Web3 things. So this is our core business and daily business we're doing. And because of that, we have this experience. We see we are not as fast as any startups by pushing and bootstrapping new networks, because of all these features, and we see advantages we have with our infrastructure and with our processes and with our certificates. And this is the point I want to mention here as well. So actually our infrastructure is based only in Germany, Magdeburg, Biere. This is our high security cloud. We're doing this here. And on our partner, another partner, a data operation company, who is already a subsidiary of Deutsche Telekom as well.
Yes, and to just underline this, we are here for the long term. Alex mentioned it, it's our own cloud. We are heavily aligned with Deutsche Telekom Web3 strategy, and not shutting down servers. You might have noticed from other cloud providers. We're a little bit more slower, but as Alex mentioned, with high security and sustainability of our business model.
Great, then
some memes to close it.
Memes closing as always.
We're from the
tech.
Do this.
Thank you very much.